Good day viewers. In today's video we are going to talk about refraction of light through lenses. First of all is we need to know the meaning of refraction, light and lenses itself. Refraction is just bending away of ray of light when they pass from one medium to another. This is the deviation, or this is the change in speed of ray of light when they pass from one medium to another. Now, what is light? Light is just an electromagnetic spectrum, as we all know, which is visible to human eye. That's visible light. The one in the range of human eye. Now, what is lenses? Lenses are transparent materials. It can be made of nylon, plastic, or glass, provided that it is transparent. The meaning of transparent is what you can see through. When you are looking through it, you can see what is in the other end. That's transparent. And one of its sides must be curved, or both sides curved, to make it a lenses. Like the one in our maybe DVD player is a lenses too. The one in the camera and so on and so forth. If you notice, they are curved. Either one side or both sides is curved, and that's what we call lenses. Don't forget, at the end of this class, you should be able to define lenses and mention the types of lenses, state the characteristics of image formed by a particular object when they pass through lenses. Now, lenses are transparent materials which are curved, as we all know. It may be the both side curved or one side curved, but provided that one side is curved or both side is curved, it's a lens. And we have different types of lens. We have two major types of lens. We have is either it is concave or convex. If it is convex lens, we have both side. If it is convex lens, we have side cut out. But if both sides is cut out, we call it biconvex, because both sides is cut out. This side is cut out and this side is cut out. But if it is one side that is cut out, we have it to be one side is plain, like this one. Now we have plano convex. One side is plain, that is flat, while the other side is curved, like this. Then we have converging meniscus. Okay, we call it converging meniscus, or we call it concave convex. In this one, both sides are curved to the same direction. And this is this. There's one thing you need to notice. In convex lens, the edge is tiny, while the middle is thick. Therefore, the middle is thicker than the edge. Call it convex lens. And any lens like this, when ray of light pass through them, they converge, which means that they meet at a focus called principal focus. When ray of light pass through any lens like this, they converge after being refracted. They converge. Why? Because the middle is thicker than the edge, and that is that on convex lens. Alright, so don't forget, biconvex, both sides are curved out, both sides. Call it biconvex. Plan convex, we have one side that is plain and the other side is curved out. Call it plano convex. And we have the last one, which is converging meniscus. Both sides is curved into a particular direction. Call it converging meniscus, or you call it concave convex, and that is that on convex lens. On concave lens, we have the middle is tiny, and the middle is tinier than the edge, like this. This is a typical example of concave lens. If both sides is curved like this, if both sides is curved in like this, we call it biconcave lens, because the middle is tinier than the edge and it is both sides that is curved. But if we have it to be one side is plain and the other side is curved in like this, we call it plano plano, concave. But if both sides is curved into a particular direction, like this, we call it diverging meniscus, or you call it concave. The name will end it while you use the other one to start it, concave, while this one is convex. Its real name will be the anyway, why you use the other one to complete it in order to get it easy, to get how to call it easy. Now in this type of lens, what we discover is that because the middle is tinier than the edge, any ray of light passing through this one, you get to diverge after passing out from one medium to another. That is, they diverge, and we have their focus to be the other side of the lens, which is the focus of it. Remember, focus is where those ray of light meet after being diverged or converge. And like this one, because the middle is thicker than the edge, we have the rays to converge, and that is why it's known as converging lens, diverging lens. The lenses I've been talking about. This is a concave lens, that is divergent lens, while this is a convex lens, that is convergent lens. If you look at this one properly, you will discover that this place is tiny. It's very thin, tinier than the middle. We call it convex lens. Any ray that passes through this type of lens will converge after being refracted. And don't forget, I told you that lenses are those things that are transparent. It can be made up of glass, like this one I'm holding now is glass, not plastic. It can be glass, plastic, or nylon, provided that it is transparent and one side or both sides is curved, then we call it lens. And this one, if you look at this one very properly, you discover that this edge is thicker than the middle. Therefore, we call it concave lens. And any ray of light that passes through this type of lens will diverge after being refracted at the point of focus. Thank you. Of image formed by lenses. Now, you know I told you we have two types of lens. By now you should have known that one. This is transparent object, types of lens. We have two major types of lens, which under the two types we have different categories for them, which is classification of them. Then under the first one now, let's talk about the convex lens, that is converging lens. This is a typical of a biconvex lens. Biconvex lens. Now, in this one now, in order to draw the image that is going to form by refraction of light when they pass through the lens, three rays is very, very important. Three rays is very important. The first one is known as the ray that is parallel to the principal axis. Principal axis is those rays that pass through the center. It comes from the curvature and to the lens. Yes, any ray from the lens to the curvature is known as principal axis. This one is known as principal axis. Another thing that is very important is optical center, which is the believed to be the center of the, no, that's not the center, but optical center. That optical center, any ray that passes through this optical center is not going to be deviated. You are just going to move parallel like that. And the other thing that is very important is rays coming from the other side, from the object that is very parallel to the principal axis. Now, another thing that is a little bit important is the focus. I'll talk about that one now. Now, to draw the ray, the image of any ray passing through the lenses is either convex or concave. One thing is very, very important. We call it radius of curvature. We use it as our reference. What is radius of curvature? It's the imaginary center of every lens. Radius of curvature. It's very important. Yeah, it's the imaginary center of every lens. Let's say this is a convex lens. We believe that the center of this lens now is when you complete the circle. That's the radius of it. When you complete the circle of this lens, then from this center to the side of the lens here is known as radius of curvature. Radius, and this is what we always use as our frame of reference. And if it is concave lens too, like this one, we believe that the radius of curvature is from this place to the center of this. So this one, imaginary center of this lens is known as radius of curvature, and this is what we always use as our frame of reference anytime we want to draw the image formed by the light when they pass through the lenses. Now, how is it related to this one? We have radius of curvature equals to 2 focal lengths, which means that focal length is half of radius of curvature. Now, if you want to start predicting the characteristics of image formed when they pass through these lenses, the first one is we have different cases. What if it is placed here? What if it is placed here? And what if it is placed here? That's what we always use. And we use radius of curvature, which is the two principal focus as our reference point. Now, if case 1, let me start case 1, first case now. For this one now, we have what if the object is on 2 focal principal focus. When the object is on 2 principal focus, that is on the radius of curvature, on convex now. When this is our principal axis, don't forget that this is the optical center. Any ray that passes through this optical center is going to pass through it undeviated. Okay. Now we have the first case now, case 1 at 2f. 2f is radius of curvature. Then if this place is our f, this place is our 2f. If object is here, assume that this is the object from here, then the ray of light coming from the object parallel to the principal axis is going to be refracted through the focal point as the principal focus after pass through this lens. It's going to pass through the focal point. That's the call it principal focus. That's where the rays passing through any lens always converge if it is convex lens, and if it is concave, that's where they always diverge. Now, the second line that I told you that is going to pass through this optical center undeviated, we need to draw that one too. Undeviated, like this. Then, if this is where they now met after they have been deviated, then it is believed that this one is our, let me draw it very, yes. This one is believed to be then this one is believed to be, if this is our f, then this place is our 2f. Therefore, any object placed at the radius of curvature is going to be refracted on the radius of curvature for convex lens. That is at 2f. Then it's going to form the image on 2f. Now, what is the characteristics of this image? Then, characteristics of the image form at 2f. One is, if you look at it very well, it's turning upside down. Then it's inverted. Then 2, the same height, having the same height, same as 2f, having the same height as 2f. Then the third one is that any image inverted is real image because it is formed by the real ray coming from the object after passing through it. Then real image. Then the fourth one, okay, they have the same height. It is formed at 2f, formed at 2f. Then it is real image inverted and the same height as object, the same height as object. That is, the image is having the same height as object, and that's the characteristics of image at 2f. Now, the second case 2. In case 2, on convex lens. What if the image is not placed on 2f? If it is placed beyond 2f, that is at the back of 2f, then we have our lens to be this. We have the principal optical center, then we have the f to be here. If this place is our 2f, and if the image is not on 2f now, if it is beyond, maybe at the back of 2f now, at beyond 2f, that is at the back of 2f now. Don't forget the characteristics of the ray I told you. We have one that is parallel to the principal axis, that is going to be refracted through the principal focus, that is at f, after it has passed through this lens. We have the second one that is going to pass through the optical center undeviated. Therefore, we have our image formed here. If this is the object, this is the image. Then we have 2f to be somewhere here. Yeah. This is 2f, f, 2f. Now, you notice one thing: when the image is being shifted this way, then when the object is being shifted towards this way, then the image also shifted from this side towards the same direction of the object, which means that it is now formed between f and 2f. Now, when the object is at the back of 2f, then the image formed between f and 2f. Now, the characteristics of this one now, it is not the same size with the object, because this one is shorter than the object. Therefore, it is shorter than the object, or you call it diminished. That is, it is being reduced in height. 2, formed between f and 2f. 3, inverted. Any image inverted, I told you they are real image. While any image upright, they are visual. And that's the characteristics of image beyond 2f, that is at the back of 2f. Now, the next one, case 3 now. What if the image is placed on f? What if the object is on f? If the object is on f, then we have one ray coming from the object at f, parallel to the principal axis, and being refracted from the focus, and the other one coming from the optical spectrum and object, passing through the optical center undeviated. Then we have it to be formed at infinity, which is 2 lines which can not quite easily, you see, they are very parallel. Then the image will be formed at infinity. That's on when it is placed on f. Then what if it is between 2f and f? If it is between 2f and f, therefore just the same way we did for the first one, when it is behind, it's formed in between the f and 2f. Now, if it is between 2f and f now, it will form behind or beyond 2f on the other side. Then the characteristics of the image form now, it is inverted. See, turning upside down. Any image turning upside down or inverted, they are always real. Then the image form is going to be larger than the object. Then the next one is the image is going to form behind the 2f, and that is the characteristics of that between f and 2f. Now, case 5 now. If the image is between optical center and the principal focus, if the image is between them, it means that it is even the object. Okay, if the object is between them, it means that the object is very close to the lens, more than the optical principal object distance is smaller than the focal length. Then in most image in this one, image formed by this one is always visual. It's always visual, which means that the image is going to be formed at the back of F, taller than F, and standing upright. Because it's standing upright, it is visual. It is not formed by the originally coming from the object when passed through the lens. Then the characteristics of the image at between F and C is 1. It is going to be larger than the F. 2 is going to be erect or upright. Then it is visual. It's not real. Then at the back of or behind F. This is just simple microscope. This is image of simple microscope. All those one lens that they always used to give. Now the other one is at infinity. When the image is coming from the infinity, it's going to form at 2F. And when the object is coming from the infinity, then the image is going to form at 2F. Then it's going to be turning upside down, and it's not going to be as tall as the image coming from the infinity. No. Then any image turning upside down that is inverted, we know them as real image, and the image form is going to be smaller than the object, just like the gist of this one. When it is coming from F, it's going to form at the infinity. When it is coming from infinity, it's going to form at F. That's image by concave lens. In concave lens, you always have one type of image, and all of them they possess the same characteristics. Because in concave lens, irrespective of where the object is being placed, the image that it is going to form is going to be one standing upright, and it's going to be smaller than the object, meaning diminished. Then the characteristics of this image now, this is the image form, this is the object. We always have the first ray passing through the lens and being refracted after pass through the lens to the focus. Don't forget that. Then the next thing is that we always have the rays passing through the optical center from the object undeviated. Then this is where the image is being formed by the concave lens, which means that the characteristics of this image is that one, standing upright. All of their image are always upright, that is erect. And any image erect is visual. And third one, smaller than the object. The image is always smaller than the object, that is diminished. So, and that is that on concave and convex lens. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Wabashi. And if you have any comments, you can send it through the comment below. Or if you have any question concerning the refraction of light through lenses, thank you.